Shit. You know a nigga destined for greatness and shit, man. Sometimes they don't be feeling like that shit gonna happen though, man, you know. Shit. Nigga be a little down about that shit, man. Then nigga just gotta remind himself how his purpose is, you heard me? Yeah. Shit. It's born for this shit. But maybe in another life, I can make the things I wanna happen. Cause I wanna happen to be the greatest that made it happen. Shit, I know every reaction has a reaction, but it seems our choice is limited. Fuck it, we just...
What it is, people, y'all know the lingo, y'all know the vibes. And if you're down with the king, you already know what time it is. Do me a favor, before you walk in my house, take your shoes off, wipe your feet off. Don't track that bullshit over here. You dig? Alright. Let's talk about it. Salute. Alright. First, everybody, been talking about the government possibly giving each qualified American anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000, right? Key word is in there, qualified. So more than likely, just the people who filed a tax return will get it. I think they need to modify that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I think they need to modify that a little bit and just go ahead and give everybody bread. You know what I mean? If you truly want to help the economy and help the American people at the same time. But recognize people, when this thing over with, you know what I mean? Or even while it's going on, recognize that what if they wasn't able to do that? Do you have at least $2,000 saved up? Do you have at least 1 to 2 months of rent if need be in case of an emergency? You understand what I'm saying? Think like that for a minute, right? So when this thing over with, each and every one of us need to evaluate this situation through that lens. You dig what I'm saying? You gotta evaluate it from that lens. You evaluate it from that lens. You'll understand that maybe we just need to sort of think about it. That what if they wasn't able to do that? And what if we one of those people that don't qualify during this time? Then what do you do? If you can't work up to 2 to 3 to 4 weeks, we don't know how long this thing gonna go. You got 100 YouTubers making videos about whether it's real, whether it's fake, whether the government did it, government didn't do it. Don't none of that shit even matter right now. Real talk. And it take too goddamn long to come up with for y'all to think this shit gonna be over in another month. Hopefully. Doubt it. Understand how long the process of coming up with a vaccine, how long that should take? And if that shit happen too quick, that's already suspect by itself. But fuck that. What you don't do if you qualify, because the key word there is qualify. Qualify. Not each and every one of you motherfuckers gonna get $2,000. You cancel Christmas on that shit. If you ain't filed taxes, 9 times out of 10, your ass ain't getting this money if you ain't filed. Doesn't matter if you're working or not. If you didn't file this year, not last year, but if you ain't filed this year, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna qualify. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll come back on here and correct myself if I'm wrong. But if they do it like they did the last time they gave us that money, when Bush gave us the money, or gave you all who qualified for that money. Because yet again, everybody didn't get that neither. So don't think everybody gonna get this shit. And is y'all prepared for in case you don't get it? Now granted, they did set aside money or monies for sick leave to employers. What they didn't say is what employers qualified to receive that money in how do they determine how the employee gets that money? Those things are important. Nobody's verifying how that's going to work. You know what I mean? Because to say, everybody can say right now that's doing all the essential work, like, yo, I want to stay home for 7 to 14 days. I don't want to risk going to work and getting sick. That person could be bullshitting. Who knows? Who cares whether they bullshitting or not? But they have the ability to do that. Do those people qualify or not because they doing it voluntary? Or is it only going to be the people that actually contracted the virus that's going to get the relief from their jobs and have paid sick leave? Nobody's saying that. Nobody's asking those questions. Not one person. Nobody's saying this shit. We're talking about all this other fuck shit, but nobody's asking that question. You know what I mean? Because that shit is important. In case this goes on longer than we believe it's going to go on. But we look around at all the other countries and what's going on with them, the natural direction that this is going in is for a mandatory shutdown. That's what every last one of the other countries did before it got here. I don't understand why we're taking so long to make that decision, because we have seen how starting out slow, trying to have people somewhat do it on their own has worked. But what I really think it is, the government just trying to get themselves together, get all these ducks in a row for when they make the decision, what are they going to do for the American people, what they're going to do in the meantime while this thing going on, and how it's going to work when the thing is over with. And what do you plan on doing? If you're one of the qualified people, what do you plan on doing with your $2,000? You plan on setting it aside and having it for bills when this thing is over with, because the bills ain't gonna stop. They ain't giving no relief to the electric company, water people, your landlord. There ain't no money going to them. Salute, V. Thanks for stopping by us. We all appreciate it. But they not giving no relief to none of those places. They're not giving no money to them. They're giving the money to some businesses, but they're not giving money to those things. See, that's just yeah. You're right. I ain't count them because that's an automatic fact. Because they don't really, all of them don't technically file for taxes, because they can elect to just have it at the be taken out end of the year. So you're absolutely right. Those people also will receive it. But again, they didn't say how they're going to qualify people. They didn't say. I still think they need to alter that. As I said, I think they need to alter that just a little bit, because it's a lot of people that probably didn't file this year. And if they didn't file this year, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to qualify if they're doing it the way that they did it last time. Again, we don't know none of this stuff because they just shooting shit up in the air. They haven't made a solid, substantial decision on nothing yet. They've been still up beefing back and forth for the past few days trying to get the stimulus package for the American people passed. See how fast they passed the stimulus packages for the businesses. The small businesses is included in there with the American people. They didn't include them in there with the relief for the big businesses and what they're about to do with the oil companies, because with the economy going down, oil prices has completely crashed because nobody's traveling nowhere. Nobody going nowhere, nobody doing nothing, ain't nothing moving, ain't nothing shaking or moving. Now ain't nobody buying stocks. But you know what's going to happen when this thing over with? and most of us gonna miss out on it again, is a lot of those shares gonna be cheap as hell. A lot of shares for a lot of those companies and a lot of those businesses are gonna be mad cheap for a short period of time. For a short period of time, they're gonna be mad cheap. Then the price is gonna go up. People gonna sell them, and then that's gonna be it. But again, we probably gonna miss out on it because most of us are probably thinking about other shit to do with that $2,000 that you possibly gonna get. You definitely ain't thinking about possibly buying some goddamn shares in one of those companies into something and selling it immediately, because that's gonna be a quick flip. That's not nothing you're gonna have to do for a long period of time, because it's not gonna be that long. And the price is not gonna stay low that long, and people ain't gonna hold on to the shares that long. You know, I had to get them and flip them as soon as it started going up. That's just the way it's gonna have to go. But what are you gonna do? And again, just think to yourself, would you be prepared? Like financially, would you be prepared if they wasn't giving the money out and if you don't qualify? Because those are things we don't necessarily think about. And again, we can speculate all we want or where it came from. We can talk about whatever we believe the goddamn agenda is. None of that does absolutely nothing or gives a resolution to what we actually going to need through the process and when this thing is over with. It's good for entertainment, makes good for a good conversation, but it's really not that useless right now. To be honest, it would have been useless maybe a couple of months ago. If one of y'all that know the future could have predicted all this shit, we could have been talking about this months ago. And maybe all that would make sense then. To me, it just don't make sense to talk about it right now. My personal opinion anyway. Now, on the flip side of that, back to the financial part, because that's the important part for our people. We have too big of a tendency, because some of us don't have, is to look at it like it's an evil thing, but you need it in order to make things happen. You need it, you go out here and we work for it every day. Every day you go out and work for it. Some of y'all are on here because they pay you to be on here, not doing it for free. Or you doing it with the possibility of eventually getting paid for it. So with saying that, money is an important thing. It ain't got to be this devil, evilish thing. Your finances got to be in order, got to be important, especially for the well-being of your family and yourself. And a time like this could really show people how important that is, instead of trying to act like it's not. Instead of saying, God, take the wheel. Instead of saying, I'm putting it in God's hand. Instead of saying all those things just sound good. All those things sound good. But are you prepared? Not prepared to hand it over to somebody else. Are you prepared? If they wasn't able to do it, or if you're not one of those people that's not going to qualify. Because there's going to be some people that's not going to qualify. And I seen somebody, I think it was on Tommy's live, somebody in the chat said, why is everybody buying guns and ammunition? Why the hell you think? Why else would they? For just in case. It's not to say people should be panicking and, oh, everybody gonna die, because that's not the case. But a lot of people gonna get it 9 times out of 10. And in the stage where if we close down and can't nobody shake and move, and people gonna be out here starving and hungry, and then what are they gonna do with the homeless and people that don't have nowhere to go? You might gonna need to protect what you have inside your home and your families. That's why people buying guns and ammo. It's just basic common sense. And it ain't got too much to do with fear. That's just about being prepared for in case shit happen. The same reason why you have insurance. Insurance don't benefit you every day. Insurance is only there for in case shit happens. That's the only reason why insurance is there. Now you might go forever without having a fucking accident, but you got the insurance there for in case this shit should happen. It's the same concept with that. It's not about being worried and thinking the world is coming to an end and none of that shit. It's about being properly prepared. And when this whole thing over with, we all can leave this situation understanding, was we properly prepared for this shit financially? Was we? Because again, them bills not gonna stop. But was we? That's the lesson that can come from this when it's all over. Hope everybody stay healthy and all that shit. I'm not saying health-wise that's not important also. This I'm talking about the financial aspect of this and the financial aspect of this happening, because the good thing about it is, like at my job, they offering everybody all the overtime they want right now. People can come and go as they please if they feel like. You know what I mean? That's a good thing for the people that's kind of obligated to go in and work in the truck driving industry. Think we all saying how important that job is. Having a CDL license in general is, because right now they just hiring anybody with a CDL license fresh out of school. Company I work for alone just hired 35 to 40 new drivers. Walmart just hired like 40 or 50 new drivers. Everybody is hiring drivers. That industry is very important right now. I'm not saying all those people gonna still have jobs when it's over, but right now, that's the thing. They got something coming in. But for the rest of us that's working at places they gotta close down or have minimum employees present in the building at one time. If they didn't pass any of these things, if they didn't pass the stimulus package, if they didn't pass the unemployment, if they didn't pass the paid leave, even though it's still sketchy on how that's going to work, somebody need to explain that shit. I'm going to repeat it again. Somebody needs to explain that shit. Maybe I ain't get the memo. Maybe somebody already explained it. If they did, please let me know. Because they haven't clarified shit, or how they going to choose, how the employer is going to choose who qualifies for the paid leave or not. Do you got to be sick? Or does everybody qualify? Do the person that just want to be home for 7 to 14 days by themselves, do they qualify? You know what I mean? Nobody's saying nothing. Even if you ask your job, they don't know. They have no idea. And the big honchos of all those places been in contact and in these meetings with the government for a week or so. And don't know, and nobody has said how this whole thing is going to work. But you're telling people something is going to be there. Can't do that. You're going to have people that's going to feel like if this thing go on any longer, and right now, I would say, especially where I work at right now, everybody's coming to work like this. We ain't even had no call-outs or nothing. Not one. I ain't never seen this many people come to work. I was expecting for people to call out and stay the hell home, but people like coming to work. People that usually call out, you know how you got those people that call out like every Friday, every payday. Even them motherfuckers coming to work every day. Every day they coming to work. And some of that is, fear and what's going to happen if I can't work. And they have right to feel like that because ain't nobody told us nothing. Nothing. We all can be excited about all this and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. We have absolutely no clarification on none of this shit. nothing. I hope after they get everything nailed down, they come out and tell us exactly what it is. And just saying what they're trying to do, that all really hasn't even been passed yet, or the amount and the particulars and the earmarks wrapped around these things haven't been figured out. And they letting us know before they figure it out, which I believe is always a mistake. They shouldn't have told us until it was ready. But I think they saving all this shit for right before they decide to make us sit the hell down somewhere. That's what I believe they waiting on before they give the particulars. You know what I mean? Even though I still don't know when they're gonna move into the realm of what type of establishment's going to be able to be open and the ones that's not. Because one of those senators, I don't know if it was the senator in New York that did the press conference today. I don't even know what the hell he was talking about. He was saying one group of things to make a point about why they shouldn't do it. They're a massive shutdown over there, and then making other points of why they should. He wasn't even I don't even think he realized he wasn't making sense. I think based off of whatever question he was asked, he was just trying to win what he perceived was an attack at that moment. But none of that shit thought through. But again, I came right back with this live just to touch on that and just to have y'all think for a minute. Would you be prepared? And are you prepared if you don't qualify? Because again, always the key word in that is qualify. Everybody shouldn't be running around thinking that they gonna get a check because you might not get one. Period. You might not get it. I hope you do. I hope everybody do. I hope they change something. I hope they don't do it like they did last time. And each and every one of us get a check. I will hope each and every one of us actually do something productive with the check if you don't have to use it to cover your bills. If you don't have to use it to cover your bills, what are you actually willing to do with the check? Because they know, the one thing they understand is 95% of us is going to put that back in the economy one way or the other. We're going to go buy shit. But think about what you're going to purchase. And is it something that's going to generate money for you in the future? Or is this something that's going to decrease in value right after you purchase it? You understand what I'm saying? Like, just start thinking about that. And again, I'm not no financial advisor. I'm not here telling nobody what to do. You can do whatever you want to do with whatever you get. I'm just saying, if you in a situation that you're not too happy with, if you believe that you deserve more, you should have more, this is the opportunity to sacrifice something you never seen was coming in the first place and actually try to do something about it. It can be a starting point, a gauge for a mutual fund, something to help build back your credit up by getting a credit card, anything like that. When I say credit card, I'm not talking about the traditional credit card. Thought just slipped my mind of the actual name of the card. Don't know why. Memory just left me. But damn, what the hell is the name of the damn card? What's the damn name of the card? But I know most of y'all probably know what I'm talking about. And with mutual funds, you only really need, you can set it up how you want. You don't have to use the whole thing. And the same thing, the insured credit card. Most places, most banks, you need $500 to $1,000 to set one up. You use that to pay the bill, a bill that's around that much each month, and then take the money that you would typically use to pay the bill, put that back on the card, but put it back on there with payments, and then pay it off at the end of the month, and repeat that process. Moving forward, you'll see a drastic change in your credit score and watch your debt to income ratio. Please, that plays a major part in your credit score. This is why, before I leave, before I close out, this is why when you hear people say, you hear people that put the fists up in the air, and all conscious people in the black sector, when you hear them say, oh, it's people with 750 credit score who have been denied. That's the reason why they're being denied. It's not because of the way they look. It's not because they male or female. It's not because they black or white. It's because of debt to income ratio. It's the reason why they're being denied. They will not give you more credit if your debt to income ratio, if your debt is higher than your goddamn income. They're not giving you anything else because they're going to believe that you can't afford it. And if this is one of the last things you're getting, they're going to look at everything else that you have. They're going to look at whether how much your mortgage is, how much your car is, and going to try to vary or what they believe you're going to end up paying first and what your priority is. That's how they're going to look at it. And that's why people get denied. It's not because of those other reasons that those people say. They're not telling the whole truth. And I ain't making this shit up. It's plenty of financial people that actually do this professionally, that have channels that will say the same shit, different way, but they'll say the same thing. You can go look it up and you can read it yourself. That the income ratio is the biggest part of your credit score. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing, based upon what you're about to get. That's why when you go buy a house, shortly, real quick, when you go buy a home, from the time you're approved for it till the end of that loan, you can't accumulate any more debt during that process. Anything in your credit score change by the time you get to the underwriter, you can be denied. You will be denied, actually. Not you can be denied, but you will be denied. And they'll tell you what you can do in order to get approved again. That's telling you something, because that's about that, the income ratio. Just understand that, people. Keep that in your head. That's what that's all about. And again, before I close out, just think, am I prepared? In case I'm not one of those people, and would I have been prepared if they wasn't able to give it to me? If I wasn't one of those people, if I'm one of those people that qualify, fine, cool, but what if I wasn't? Would I be prepared? Do I have at least that amount that could have hold me? Do I have at least $1,000 to $2,000? Do I have at least a month or 2 months rent? Or do I have 2 months rent plus utilities saved up and plus some money for food? Would I have that in case some shit should happen? Think about that. And then think about, what are you going to do when this is over with, or throughout it, with that money, if you get it? You know what I mean? That's what I would say. Hey, Ro, that's what I want y'all to think about. Just think that, see, if anything that I said applies to you, whether it be the upside or the downside, but what can we do? What is the solution to fixing it if that's not the case? If it's not a large amount of us that would be able to maintain and handle this, if they wasn't able to receive or get these benefits that the government going to offer. You understand what I'm saying? Just think about it, people. Just think about it. Pass it on to your family. Have these conversations amongst yourselves. When y'all have these family get-togethers, talk about things like this. Just pass on proper information. You know what I mean? The fairy tales are okay. They are entertaining. But we function in that real life. And this thing is something real. It's not fake. It's not going away anytime soon. It can be a conspiracy all they want. But guess what? It's a real conspiracy we got to deal with right now. to the point that our government is talking about giving us money. So if this ain't real, I don't know what to tell y'all. When they talking about giving up the bread, and I just seen maybe about 2 hours ago, one of the senators or congressmen been the first one to test positive for the coronavirus. You know what I mean? So again, this thing is a real thing. I know we gonna be okay, but what are we gonna do when it's all over with? Because it's gonna be much different. Everything gonna be different when this thing over with. With all this change, we don't know what's gonna happen in the weeks to come. We don't know what's the whole going into next year, but we know it's not gonna be nothing like it was a month ago, 3 months ago, or 4 months ago. Moving forward, and this is a prime opportunity for us to evaluate ourselves and change some things in our lives moving forward after this whole thing is over with. That's what I would say. Peace. I appreciate everybody that stopped by. Bro, holler at me. Off tomorrow. We can do a live. Maybe on your channel or possibly one later on the night. Depends on when you want to do it. But we can talk about this subject among other things. But this is something I just wanted to touch on real quick. But again, thanks everybody for stopping by, taking a few minutes out your day to check out what I had to say. I appreciate it. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. And reached one of my little milestones as far as my channel is concerned. I'm up to 235 in subscribers. I said 2 days ago that that's where I wanted to be at by the day. And it happened. And it might be a little more than that, but that's where I'm at. And I appreciate everybody that has showed genuine love to the channel, other content creators, big and small. Appreciate y'all. And I'm going to try to do the same thing and support y'all. Salute. I'm out of here.